Hello, I'm Fiona Siskin, a host of a talk show, The Bridge for Women Worldwide. Welcome to the new episode of The Bridge, my friends. In my talk show, uh, as well as in my blogs and the recent book, How They Made It in America, the focus is on women role models. Why? Because I would like all people, especially women, to hear their stories and their own life using excellent ideas and blueprints. The topic today is the beauty and the boldness of the feminist publisher, starring Dr. Sheila Robinson, the founder, publisher, and CEO of Diversity Woman Media. Today, you will hear a story of an outstanding diversity, equity, inclusion. You will learn what it takes of an African American woman in North Carolina, USA, to build her own business. You will see the beauty and the boldness of a publisher who has the courage to stand up for diverse women. Welcome to our show, Dr. Sheila.
Thank you. I am so glad to be here. Thank you for the wonderful work that you're doing, Fiona. This is very important work, and I'm delighted to be here with you and your audience today.
Thank you for coming. Let me now introduce you properly here at the break. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sheila Robinson is a wonderful person, and I love and respect her for a reason. She is a very strong woman. Just imagine, she rose from directing marketing communications at the chemical giant DuPont to build her own business, which is not a simple story at all. She built her multi-platform diversity woman media. And today, this company embraces three areas. One, publishing, namely Diversity Woman magazine and Inclusion magazine. Two, leadership development workshops. And three, national conferences. We will also talk about four books that Dr. Sheila had authored because they show her not only as a thought leader, but also as top professional in diversity, equity, and inclusion. In 2017, Dr. Sheila has received Entrepreneur of the Year award from the National Association for Female Executives. How wonderful is that?
Yes.
Thank you for coming to our talk show, Dr. Sheila.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here.
I have some questions for you. First, let me ask you this. How did your career unfold after graduating from the University of Pennsylvania? And why did you decide to advocate for women?
Yes. So, interesting enough, my journey advocating for women, it evolved to that after my corporate career. I worked in corporate. Actually, I have two about 4 degrees. So, early undergraduate, I went into corporate America. And then once I got laid off from three companies, believe it or not, three companies. And then after that, I started my own business, and I went back and I actually was able to obtain two masters and my doctorate. So I wanted to just help people in their careers, help them get raises, get promotions, and people would come to me and ask me how did I do it, because I was just so driven and ambitious in my own career when I was in corporate America, and I really enjoyed helping others and trying to help others accomplish their goals as well.
Thank you. Well, hired, fired. That's all the story of all, probably almost, of corporate careers. So thank you for clarification. Anyway, as a result of your work, you became a role model for many women. And now I am wondering, who was your own role model? Huh?
That's interesting because I came up in the South, as you said, and I don't recall a lot of opportunity
Opportunity.
out there. So my role model was my mother and my sisters and anyone that I would see on television. So it wasn't like I was, you know, um, I had the opportunity to be in a big city like New York or Chicago or LA where there was so much going on and so many people. So I only recall, my own personal family who were very, very successful. My mother and my sisters were very successful. And I'm the youngest, so I always patterned everything I did after them. So they were my role models.
I see. I see. Well, thank you so much. It tells a lot about you. Dr. Sheila, from our meetings in New York City conferences, which I remember very, very well,
Hmm.
I remember most that you were standing up for gender equity and making a really strong case for that. Now, would you call yourself a modern feminist? And I'm asking that because of late, the very word feminism has acquired some bad rap.
Yeah.
And I think it is unfair. What's your thinking?
I don't put labels around the work that I do. I believe in justice and fairness for everyone. Whether I'm advocating for a man or a woman, I believe in what's fair. And so long historically, women have not been allowed to reach their full potential, and women of color and black women at the bottom of the totem pole have not. There are so many systems in place that has allowed us to be where we are. The unequal, the opportunities is just not fair. So I guess that's the answer to my question. It's about justice and fairness. It's a human right for all people. It just so happens that women are the underserved communities and demographic, and especially women of color.
Right. Feminism in general gives us a lot of food for thought, right?
Yes.
We are always on this way. All right. Let me ask you two questions in one. I know very well that you are a hard worker, and I suspect it was not too easy to build your own business for an African American woman in the South, right? But now that you've done it, what is cool and fun and beautiful about it? And another question: do you have to be blunt and brave and bold when opposing difficulties and counteracting them? Please elaborate on that.
Yeah, I think what's so exciting about and rewarding about my career, which is entrepreneurship, is the fact that I'm doing work that I love to do. It's purposeful work, and when you get to a period of your life and you're unhappy, it's generally because you're not finding purpose. You're not doing work that you love to do. That's the most the highest that you could have, is to be doing, get up every day and go do something that you not only love but has purpose for you.
Uh-huh.
And the roadblocks, and is it hard and difficult? Well, absolutely. And it requires for you to be courageous, as you said earlier. It requires you to be extremely resilient,
Yeah,
and and at times you have to be able to reset, reshift, and be focused and innovative and strategic. So it requires you all types of soft skills, to be successful as an entrepreneur.
I see. Of course. Yeah. Thank you. It takes courage to follow the dreams under your circumstances, especially. I understand that. Now,
Yes.
how would you define boldness of a woman leader? Some people think it's an eternal controversy for women leaders to choose between being beautiful or being bold and businesslike. What's your experience?
Well, I think that women should be themselves. We are naturally nurturers, gifted. We're naturally born leaders. You know, we lead our household, we lead our families, we lead our communities. You know, we influence our dinner tables. We
Yeah,
determine how our children go into the playgrounds, how our partners and mates go into their workplaces and playgrounds. And so we don't have to be bold. All we have to be is ourselves, and and just continue to, it's not even the boldness. Like I said, be purposeful. Know that we have the power to influence how our families go out into the community, which
yeah,
impacts the community, which impacts the society and the world. So women do have the power to take on the world.
yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Probably we have been brainwashed that there is a controversy of being beautiful or being business-like and bold. Probably, most probably, yeah.
And that's unfortunate because that doesn't make sense, because beauty is inside out. Beauty is the eye of the beholder. Shame on anyone who looks at a woman and says you have to be bold or beautiful. It doesn't make sense. You have to be a woman. And as a one woman, and being who you are, a woman that is purposeful and is about justice and rightness for everyone, is bold and beautiful.
Yes, thank you so much for this answer. Um, I would like to ask you now specifically about my pet topic. I wrote a book and many blogs about it, and this is how much attention do you pay to immigrant or refugee women who are a subset of the US American women? And of course, they are very special demographic given their vulnerabilities in languages and cultures, right? So, what's your take on that?
Well, the two things that I loved from your book are strategic thinking and emotional intelligence. And to me, strategic thinking, I love that. It's strategy. It's, why, when, where, what. It's all the things that it's building something. It's being innovative. Strategic thinking is about being innovative, building something that's purposeful, that's going to make an impact. Now, strategic thinking will get you the job, it will get you the business, but it's emotional intelligence that is even more powerful than that. Emotional intelligence will keep you there because you can be in any environment you're in, especially as a woman, and you're going to be up against so many challenges. You're going to be up against biases, microaggressions, all kinds of things. And you exercise that emotional intelligence in you, which is a woman's superpower. So strategic thinking will get you there, it will get you the job, but it's emotional intelligence that will keep you there.
Yeah, and this is characteristic of many immigrant and refugee women, right? Okay, now let us talk a little bit more about your own books. Um, you have authored 4 books, and all of them are very good. But I would like to specifically ask you about your latest book, which is an upcoming book, right?
All right, thank you so much, Fiona. That's very kind of you to share my work here. But redefining your life, and I call it DIET, it's an acronym for what you drink, your intake, enjoy being active, your thought processes. Because anytime, even though diet is it's a negative word, and I want people to look at it from as an acronym, a DIET, and how it could transform how you look, feel, and perform, because it is, if you drink enough water, your skin is wonderful, your nails grow. If you, watch what you intake, you keep your uh, uh um you know your body healthy and not have to worry about disease that's comes on with overweight. If you enjoy being active instead of exercise, it's another word that people don't like to hear. If you enjoy being active, then you think about, hey, if I'm going bowling or playing tennis or taking a walk, I'm exercising. And then the T is your thought process and your thinking. Our brain is so powerful. It's powerful over anything if we have a compelling why as to why this is so important, and then you're able to make sure that you do drink, eat, and are active, and you will transform how you look, feel, and perform. I had the opportunity to do it myself by losing 30 pounds, and
Wow.
I went out to try to lose weight because I didn't like the way my clothes were feeling, but I actually maintained the weight because of how I feel. It's not even about how I look. I feel so much better. I'm more productive. I can work better. And I'll be honest with you, I had lost the weight before COVID. When COVID came in, I was able to attack that and just reimagine some things to keep my
Uh-huh.
business afloat. And I don't know that I could have done that had I been at the same place that I was prior to losing, getting myself healthier, physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Yeah, I think it's a very timely book, especially that you are sharing your personal experience here. And I love the slogan very much. Learn why self-care is so much more important than self-discipline. Because, for example, me growing up, I heard only about self-discipline from my mother. You
Hmm.
need to be self-disciplined to excel in studies and career and so on and so forth. While, of course, now, especially under the pandemic, self care takes probably the priorities of the first place.
Yes.
Everybody needs that because new times, new habits, new priorities, right? I
Hmm.
think your book will be very, very successful. That's what I think.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
very much. And again, it was written because people were asking me, how did I do it? Just like when I was in my career, they were asking me, how do you get raises and how do you get promoted? And so I want to share it. I want to share it and help others.
Yeah, thank you so much. Um, Now, let us talk a little bit more about the values in terms of which values help you to become you. You are an accomplished woman. You may know that my book, How They Made It in America, discusses 7 common success values, common for 18 prominent book subjects. Now, which of these values helped you personally to advance in life?
I love this book, How They Made It in America. Thank you so much for writing this. It is just fascinating piece of work that is, so empowering for everyone. And I know some of the people that you interview for the book who are amazing leaders. But for me, and I'm pretty sure that all of these really play a major, major difference in all of our lives. So first and foremost, all 7 of them are success values. But for me, as I said earlier, the strategic thinking and the
Yes,
emotional intelligence.
emotional intelligence. I believe so. I believe so. Thank you so much for sharing.
And let me just say why that I said emotional intelligence. It really embodies inclusive leadership. It embodies character building. It involves perseverance and the American mindset. It really involves them all. And people don't know that even though it is a soft skill, it requires you to have empathy for the other party. You are not exercising emotional intelligence on how you respond and how you handle a situation if you're not thinking about the other person. And so
Yeah,
it's a very, very powerful soft skill.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I believe that emotional intelligence is your middle name, looking at you and your career. This is my understanding.
Thank you.
So yours is a success story of a person who continues to be a people's person. And let me thank you for doing your diversity, equity, inclusion work so boldly and so beautifully, Dr. Sheila.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
And now let us connect. Let me thank our audience for watching The Bridge for Women Worldwide. Please subscribe to our channel. It is now over 7,000 subscribers strong and counting. And also let us connect using the following links: YouTube link, my book website, www.fionasipkin.com, and my email, fiona.sipkin@gmail.com. And now Sheila, Dr. Sheila, and myself say thank you very much for watching us. Stay strong and healthy for years to come. And bye-bye.
Bye bye.